the 2025 Yamaha MT-09. Now even for $10,000, this thing is packed with equipment and actually is a great ride. We have 117 for our post-flash run and 113 for our stock run. What's up everyone, BT Moto back here, and today I'm with the 2025 Yamaha MT-09. Now usually we do a ride video before and after, but I don't really have a lot of time with this motorcycle, so this will just be a dyno only review. Now the 25 MT-09 is considered a middleweight naked bike. It only produces 117 horsepower advertised and almost 70 pound-feet of torque. But the starting price is the real selling point here. It's just over $10,000 to start and a little over $12,000 for the SP model. The heart of the MT-09 is the CP3 engine. Now, if the Yamaha is the CP4, cross-plane crank inline 4, what could possibly the CP3 mean? That's right, it's an inline 3-cylinder engine with 890 cc's. That means we got some pretty decent sized slugs if we only have 890 cc's, we've got only 3 cylinders. Now even for $10,000, this thing is packed with equipment and actually is a great ride. We still have Bluetooth connectivity, we have cruise control, we have a great riding position on this motorcycle, and we have a 5-inch TFT that honestly is better than the Yamaha R1. We have the selectable modes, the YRC settings of course as well. It's a pretty decently packaged model for the price point. So what we're gonna do today is get some numbers stock, meaning whatever tuning is on it right now, which is completely from Yamaha, and then we'll do our own tuning on it and then compare the numbers. And possibly after, we may be doing some velocity stats, so stay tuned. Let's get started. All right, we're done with our stock passes here, and we made a total of 113 rear wheel horsepower with 70 pound-feet of torque. And even stock here, we can see the AFR, not so bad, even with the race fit on there. This is not bad at all, honestly. Now looking back at the numbers here, we can see we've got restrictions up top here where we get this plateau of power, then it just suddenly dives down before it hits the limiter. We call this basically a soft limiter here. And even though we're at 113 right there, we dive all the way down to 106. So it's robbing a little bit of power there. And you can see we've got a little bit of wave going on here. We can try and flatten this out with post flash. But this is a pretty linear bike. We're not seeing massive flat spots here. We're seeing good torque. We're seeing good power. Not bad for stock. Now, how about we look at an older MT-09 and see exactly how much power we've gained since then with the newer models in 2025 plus. So here's a stock 2021 MT-09 here in blue, and we have our 2025 here in red. You can see the peak numbers there, about 5 horsepower off there at 108 versus 113. And even the torque, 6-wheel torque difference between the two in favor of the 2025. And even all through the mid-range here, we're seeing a big power difference here at 7-wheel horsepower. This is stock versus stock. Keep that in mind, not tuned yet. So we're seeing some decent gains here from the newer model. Now let's go ahead and get this bike tuned, see what we can do with it, and do our comparisons again. All wrapped up with our tune runs here. Let's see what we got. We have 117 for our post-flash run and 113 for our stock run. Blue here is going to be our post-flash tuning. As you can see, we are starting to really separate here right around 6,700 RPM, and we're seeing those gains. Before then, about the same. But then after that, we keep going and going. We're only getting a couple horsepower here, more here, and then we see that restriction now lifted off the motorcycle. That's where our biggest gains are right there, about 10 wheel horsepower. Plus we extend the RPM slightly, so we get some much needed power band across the RPM per gear. So these gains are good. Everything's nice and flattened out, more linear, no more restrictions. But the funny part about the MT-09 is there's also restrictions with partial throttle. Let's go ahead and see those restrictions. All right, if you guys watch our channel, you guys know we do partial throttle pulls, 25, 50, and 75%. Just to kind of see exactly what our throttle response can do for the motorcycle and see what kind of restrictions there are out of the box. Now, You can see here, nothing crazy going on for 25%, though we are increasing throttle response quite a bit here as we're going from 25 to almost 30 wheel horsepower. Now, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you twist that throttle, it's going to feel a lot more lively and energetic rather than stock, which has more of a lethargic feel. Let's go ahead and see 50%. All right, here we go. At 50%, as you can see here, our tuning is in blue, stock is in red. You can see there's a cliff of power. I didn't cut the throttle at all. This does it automatically, the bike. And that starts right around 9,600 RPM. Which is almost where the bike is calling it quits. Stock, of course, we keep on going with our power band. And if we go to the very peak here before it hits the RPM limiter, we're at 62 wheel horsepower versus 86. That's over 20 wheel horsepower gain right there at redline. Though we're actually only seeing 3 peak to peak right there. And you see across the mid-range here, we're getting little bits of power here and there. The response is definitely gonna be noticeable. Now let's go ahead and compare tuned versus tuned with that older MT-09. Now this one is interesting to see. We have our tuning here in blue at 117 wheel, and we have the older tuning here in red, which is 114 wheel. And the older MT-09 from 2021 is not flashed by us, it's flashed by someone else, but it was on the same exact dyno. And you can see just the engine making just more power everywhere on this motorcycle, even unlocked. Though they did get a few more RPM out of that one, we feel there's not much left in the 2025. As you can see it kind of climbing down there. We're calling it quits there. They kept on going with it, of course. But the gains here in the mid-range are almost absurd. I mean, look at that. That's 81 versus 92. That's almost 10 wheel horsepower. And even the torque, 62 versus 71. These are gonna feel like two completely different bikes, even though they're both MT-09s. So you can see some very decent gains in the MT-09 across the entire power band and in relation to throttle response as well. We also, just for timing, of course, the air fuel. We also have the fan on temperatures coming earlier, so we keep that bike cool. We remove the per gear limiters and throttle percentage limiters because there's a limiter for, let's say, wide open throttle. There's also a limiter for partial throttle going up the red line. So there's 2 different limiters on this thing. We also have per cylinder fueling we do on this motorcycle, which is kind of cool as well. There's also restrictions per gear we remove. We also increase the RPM limiter to give you a fuller power band, which is an optional feature that you can choose to have. And if you don't want it, you don't have to have it either. We have a whole questionnaire online when you flash with us. It'll ask you a bunch of these questions, tire size for TC, and a litany of other questions, but also includes the RPM limiter if you'd like it increased or not. Now that we've wrapped that up, let's go ahead and get some stacks in this thing. We have some stacks we want to test on it, and let's see what that looks like. So the first step here to getting the velocity stacks on the motorcycle is going to be taking it apart. So let's go ahead and get that done real quick. Now, to take the bike down to the airbox is relatively easy. There's some parts at the front of the tank, like 3 plastic pieces you have to remove, just a bunch of tabs and a couple screws that hold that together. There's a part on top of the tank that has to come off. Then you have to pull off the rider's seat and the passenger seat. Those come off basically together. Then you gotta remove the 3 screws that are holding the tank. They remove the bracket that's on the subframe. The tank slides backwards and up, and then you can disconnect the feed line connector and breathing tube. Once all that's apart, you have access to the airbox. The airbox just has a whole bunch of Phillips. You can pull those out after removing the IET and putting to the side. And then the ECU, there's 2 little plastic brackets that pull up, and you pull that out of the way, and the whole thing comes out. Now, what we found there was on the top of the clamshell, there's these crazy looking funnels that just go all the way down into the bottom of the box almost. So the first thing we're gonna do is cut those funnels. And this should give us a little more air. It may change our power curve. It may not change it at all. It may lose power, it may gain power, who knows? But let's go ahead and test that out first. Cutting the funnels is relatively easy. We got it at a 45-degree angle, deburred it. First we made our lines, cut it, and then of course it looks pretty ugly, so we sanded down the excess, then deburred everything, and then of course cleaned it out with some air, and there's the finished product, which actually looks pretty good, and it's much easier to install than with the funnels in there too. Now the fun part, let's see how much power this makes. I've seen some people online saying this is gonna lose power, it's gonna gain power, this is only for noise emissions. Let's see what it actually does on the motorcycle. And we gained 1 wheel horsepower from pulling those funnels out. But that's not really the big headline here. We're seeing small losses. I mean, very small losses. 1 wheel horsepower here, 1 wheel horsepower there. It keeps going and going and going. We actually gained a little bit down low. The blue line being without funnels and the red line being our tuning with funnels in there. We gain down bottom. We lose a little bit in the mid-range. And then up top here, right around 8,400 RPMs, this actually starts pulling away from that stock baseline. We're getting a number here, and it's about 1 wheel horsepower, 2 wheel horsepower. Yeah, not a crazy amount here, 2 wheel horsepower here, but it does give us a little bit on the top end. You can see here, just a little bit, nothing crazy, but if you're a top end guy, that's it right there. Not bad at all. And it gives a little bit of a more aggressive sound because that is for sound stuff. Now let's go ahead and see what adding our stacks will do for this number. Adding the stacks is relatively easy if you already have this all apart. There's kind of like this glue that goes around the stacks that they put from the factory. I guess that's to seal it up. So what I use is just a flathead and just push all that stuff through. to remove it completely. The airbox is only held in by 3 screws, and then whatever is on the actual velocity stack itself, which is all rubber that kind of goes through the airbox. So once you remove the 3 screws, you can remove the top piece after you get the clamp that secures the velocity stack to the throttle body. That all pulls up, and then what you got is just the rubber in there. You got to push all that stuff through with a screwdriver. Comes out, you put our stacks in, there's clips that go at the bottom, and there's a rubber O-ring that goes at the top of it, and then you have the clamps that go at the bottom of it that secures it in place. Then you slide it down with the clamps, and then you put it all back together, and that's it. It's all done. And you can see it's much shorter than the OEM offering. Now the important part, let's see what it makes. Okay, we have the numbers from our velocity stacks here. No BS, guys. This is really what we got here. The green line being our velocity stacks. The blue line is going to be with no funnels, and the red line is tuned with no mods. We're losing quite a bit of horsepower right here in the mid-range, and right here we're losing quite a bit of horsepower, but we are gaining that up top. We added a couple extra 100 RPM as well to this. And you can see we're gaining about 6-wheel horsepower over our baseline and 4-wheel horsepower over the no funnels. Now, if you're drag racing this bike, anything after 8,600 RPM, this is basically where this velocity stacks are doing work. So I'd say the velocity stacks are for drag racing, not really for street bike stuff. If you never see this kind of RPM on an MT-09, I'd say remove your funnels, don't do stacks, get it flashed, and that's great. Let's go ahead and see the stock line too. Now I've added stock here in orange so you can really see the gains here across the board. I mean, 105 there after that stop limiter versus 116 at the top there. That's pretty good, honestly. And then we're adding all our RPM on top there. So this is a big gain over stock. And if you do the velocity stacks, it's a big gain with a massive power band up top. But I wouldn't suggest it for street riding. And that's gonna wrap it up, guys. Again, great numbers over stock, especially with tuned and the no funnels. I'm really impressed with those numbers. If you're a drag racer on an MT-09, which is probably not a whole lot of you, but if you are, those stacks are good. But for everyone else, I'd say just do the funnels yourself and just flash it, and the bike's gonna be great. You're gonna love the bike, honestly. Now, I did go ahead and ride the motorcycle, but the customer didn't want me riding it too far, so I just got an idea what it feels like in the street, and it does feel very good. There is a definite difference in the throttle response and how the bike feels more eager light to light, 100%. So decent gains for the MT-09 as far as rideability goes and for outright power. I know this is a very quick video. Usually we do a lot longer videos, but we're kind of time limited on this, and we wanted to get the video in for you guys just to kind of show you guys the work we did as far as the flash goes before and after with the numbers. That's gonna do it for this dyno video on the 2025 MT-09. If you guys have any questions or ideas for new videos, go ahead and leave them in the comments. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.